Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. Hello if you're new. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island episode 23. So obviously today we know what it is. It's recoupling. We were all basically just anticipating Shaughna's reaction. But before we get into that, let's just basically discuss the run-up. I thought it was quite interesting that they did the recoupling smack bang in the middle of the episode. Usually it's till the end and they sort of drag it out. But I feel like possibly there wasn't really that much drama. The producers are playing it smart. And we'll just see the majority of the reaction, maybe carrying it on tomorrow. Maybe there's just going to be a major bust up. And normally I get a bit nervous, but I didn't really have any strong emotions coming into this episode. But let me know how you were kind of feeling coming into this episode. At the beginning of the episode, we see Jess. Jess is talking about how she doesn't know who she's going to choose between Ched and Biggs. But I knew at that point she was going to pick Ched. Also, another thing that we kind of see is kind of Finn and the Luke's talking about Mike, basically saying like he's onto his third coupling now. You know, he's always saying the same thing to the same girl. Luke T's in the confessional talking about like, is he genuine? He's literally saying the same thing to 3 different women now. And I just think the 3 musketeers just need to mind their business and mind their own games. Like, at the end of the day, the game is the game. Just worry about your own couple. And then obviously the text comes through. Obviously they all know it's going to be recoupling day. And the nerves start kicking in. Obviously Shanice is nervous. Shaughna's obviously nervous. Finn is nervous. Luke T is nervous. Demi is faking nervousness. You know, her little act that she's putting on. And at this point, it was pretty fair at this point, it was kind of clear what was going to go down. Luke M was going to pick Natalia. Mike was going to pick Priscilla. Finn was going to stick with Paige. Luke T was going to stick with Shanice. Callum was obviously going to pick Molly. Jess was probably going to pick Ched. Rebecca was going to pick Jordan. And I was pretty sure that Naz was going to pick Eva. It was very predictable. That's what my predictions were. Obviously, that's how it went down. But it was just very predictable. Obviously, Laura Whitmore comes back. And I feel like she's definitely got a bit more comfortable in her role. She obviously recoupling. First one was Rebecca and Jordan. We already knew that was the sure thing. And then the next one was Mike and Priscilla. Obviously, Laura's given a little intro saying, you know, he's shown interest in Jess. You know, he's single right now. But, you know, what's he going to do? Is he going to come back single in the hopes of rekindling things with Jess? Or is he found someone else? And obviously, he walks through with Priscilla. All of the girls are kind of looking at each other, kind of sniggering. Priscilla's got the long sleek black unit on. You know, I definitely prefer that to the wig that she was wearing at the beginning of the episode. Laura asked him why he chose Priscilla. He was like, for him to lose interest in Jess, someone special had to come along. That was Priscilla, and Priscilla is wifey material. And I feel like that was definitely a sly dig there. I feel like that was a bit unnecessary, a bit extra. He could have just left it as, you know, I had a connection with Priscilla, we had a better connection. He should have just left it at that. I suspect that because the girls were laughing, Jess was laughing. Well, they were kind of giggling. The girls were giggling amongst themselves. You know, Shaughna's shaking her head. You know, they're all saying, you know, I knew it. And I feel like he kind of felt like he was kind of pressed about that. So that's why he threw out the wifey material to be petty. You know, and then obviously Laura asked Priscilla. Priscilla says she's happy with the decision. She's happy to be here. She's happy that Mike chose her. She's keeping it cute. She's keeping it cordial. I think she probably senses there might be some animosity there, but she's just kind of thinking, I've got the Casa Amor crew. That's all I really need in the house. So obviously Jess is up next. And, you know, she's doing a lot in her speech. She's saying, you know, she's found someone who, you know, is all about her and is truthful and is trustworthy, making sly digs at Mike in her speech. And she chooses Ched. I feel like we all knew that was who she was going to pick. Ched comes down. He's giving Michael that look to say, yeah, she chose me. Like, yeah, I'm black too, but I'm taller than you and I'm bigger than you and I'm more muscly than you. I feel like that was that look, like to say, yeah. And I feel like Mike obviously gave him that look back, like, but I feel like him and Priscilla just wanted to burst out laughing, especially Mike. I feel like he kind of feels like she tried to get a better version of him, but this version is not better than him. So this is the guy that you're choosing to try and make me jealous. And I think it's very clear that she does not even like Ched, so I feel like that's why he found it even more funny. But what do you guys think of that whole kind of interaction there? I thought it was quite funny. Then obviously next it's Luke M, who was formerly coupled up with Jess. Obviously we know he's coming back with someone. He's come back with Natalia. We all pretty much knew he was going to choose her. And what was interesting was kind of Jess's face. It was just kind of just like sizing Natalia up. Obviously Jess is not interested in Luke M, but I feel like she does kind of feel a type of way because, you know, Natalia is gorgeous. Do you feel like there's some animosity there, or do you feel like that was just some editing? What do you kind of think? But yeah, Luke seemed very happy to be bringing back his women. And then Shanice is up next. Obviously she says she's sticking with Luke T. You know, she says that she hopes that Luke T sticks with her. And she, you know, she's there, she's waiting. Her eyes are getting wider and wider and wider. And I can tell that she's nervous, because when Shanice gets nervous or when she gets agitated, her eyes start going very wide. And then obviously Luke comes through. He sees that she's alone. He's got this big smile on his face. And it was a very cute reunion. You know, obviously Shanice cries. She said that she misses him. And yeah, it was a very cute reunion, very wholesome. And I think they are, from what I'm seeing, one of the two actual genuine couples in the house, I think. Demi is next. Miss Demi is next. Obviously, she chooses to stick with Naz. She gives her award-winning speech. She's singing Naz's praises. She says she misses him. She says they had such a good connection and she wants to see how that goes and how she hopes that Naz has chosen to stick with her. Now, in her head, in the script that she wrote for herself, I genuinely believe that she didn't think that Naz was going to come back with another girl. I thought that because he hadn't had any options up until this point, that there wouldn't be any options for him in the villa and they could continue their fake love story. So obviously, Naz comes through with Eva. Demi is there standing by herself, and I can already tell that Naz is disappointed that she's standing there by herself, because obviously, even though Naz was very much entitled to, you know, pick Eva, it definitely would have looked better if Demi was there standing by with someone else. Obviously, Naz is a bit more respectful, a bit more considerate this episode. You know, he tells Demi the decision was like not to knock her or anything. There was nothing wrong with her, but he just had a better connection with Eva. Eva's very nice about it. You know, she says it's bittersweet. Obviously, she's happy to be picked by Naz. She's happy to get permanent residence in the villa. But obviously, she'll have a little talk with Demi. Demi, when he comes through, she's covering her head. She's, you know, faking this upset act, like no tears were coming up, but she was scrunching up her face. And it was just like, you know what? If you are going to do this acting thing, at least be able to act right. It was a bad performance, to be honest. I'd give that a D if we were examining the performance. But it's very clear that only thing that Demi was upset about is that her whole plan didn't work. One thing I noticed that Shaughna was saying, that Naz was bad for doing that to Demi. And I was just thinking, shut up, Shaughna. Like, they were together 4 days, and I'm thinking, Demi's worries are the least of your worries, girl. Also, on top of that, you could just see like the Casa Amor boys in the back, like, oh, for fuck's sake, we're definitely going home. But yeah, not gonna lie, like, I can't even remember half of them. So Paige is next. She says that she's sticking. Obviously, we know Finn is coming back for her. And she's there, she's standing there. And I can tell that Paige is nervous because she doesn't want Finn to come back with somebody else. And on top of that, this whole situation is happening on live TV. No one wants to be that girl that is standing there for their partner and watching them waltz in with another girl. And I feel like Paige obviously was hoping that it wasn't, but she, in the back of her mind, she was probably thinking, he's going to come through with another girl and I'm just going to be here embarrassed. And I could already tell, like, the tears were already there and her eyes ready to come out, regardless of whether it was him coming out by himself or him coming out with another girl. And then obviously Finn comes out, you can tell he's a little bit nervous, and he comes out very playful, like, thank fuck for that. And it's another cute reunion. We love to see the cute reunions. I think this is the only other genuine couple in the house, I personally think. The main event for tonight, Shaughna. Obviously, Shaughna gets up. She's doing her speech. She's saying how she doesn't know if she can trust Callum. And then she's saying, she's hopeful, they've been through numerous tests in their relationship. The whole Eva situation, the whole Rebecca situation. So she's happy they can get past this. Now, we already know what the hell is going down. We already know Callum is coming back with somebody else. Then obviously it happens. Callum comes through with somebody else. Callum's already swearing on his way down the stairs when he sees Shaughna there by himself. I don't know how he thought that Shaughna was ever going to couple up with anyone. She was always going to be there, standing there, waiting for him. Everyone is shook. Everyone has their mouths open. And what's tea as well is that obviously before Callum even came out, the boys were all looking down on the floor. No one wanted to make eye contact. Luke M was looking very stressed. Mike, but the thing is, did everyone catch that? Mike was looking like he was ready to see some entertainment. I feel like Mike is low-key living even for this situation. Callum and Molly come down the stairs. Molly is just looking absolutely gorgeous. Her outfit is on point. Her makeup is on point. And Shaughna, from what we've seen so far, it might not be as big and as crazy as we think it is going to be. But Shaughna is definitely boiling. That is the face of a boiling woman. And the thing is, when you are boiling, you can hold down the boil if you don't have to speak to anyone. But obviously Laura is going to ask her some questions. And when you're boiling, as soon as you open your mouth, you're either going to start shouting or you're going to start crying. It's one or the other. If it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow. But the storm Shaughna is definitely coming. But in terms of how I felt about this whole recoupling situation, I did feel a little bit nervous when it was Shaughna's turn. But my emotions have not been as intense as the other Casa Amor recouplings have been. And I'm not sure whether it's just because I'm very disconnected to this season or not. But how was it for you guys? Was it a tense recoupling for you? Or did you not have that same intensity as you had last year or the years before? Let me know. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Shaughna reacts. It is very ambiguous at this point. I think it's very cheeky how they dragged the recoupling for a whole half an hour, and now we have to wait for the reaction for the next episode. I think that is very, very cheeky, to be honest. And then on top of that, they didn't even give us a first look. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow, innit? On Twitter, people are saying that the girls should have had a look around at the other boys' faces if they wanted to know what decisions were gonna be. Yes, the boys' faces kept giving it away. Literally, all you need to do is look at Mike. If Mike is stroking his beard, then a bad decision is coming. People are speculating that there was no first look because Shaughna has gone crazy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure with this. I think it is very suspicious that for the first time ever, they've decided not to do a first look for a reaction. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time that I have seen this for Casa Amor. I just feel like tomorrow might not be as entertaining. Obviously, I guess maybe you don't need a first look. Maybe they're trying to hype up that first look for when it releases at 4 p.m-ish tomorrow. My suspicions are that the showdown is not going to be as entertaining as we hope it's going to be. But what do you guys think? Do you feel like this can only mean good things in terms of entertainment? Or do you feel like they're trying to build hype for a shitty episode? Let me know what you think. People are saying Demi and Shaughna deserve better. I've said it on literally every single podcast Shaughna even knew herself what the hell was going to go down. Demi, I'm sorry the script didn't go according to plan. You tried to play the game, it didn't go your way. You know, next steps, babe. People are thinking about how Shaughna is doing. People are saying Finn and Paige are the winners. People are making fun of Callum's lip shape. People are proud of the way that Shaughna is composing herself. You know what? For Shaughna, I'm very impressed with the way she's composed herself. But as I am suspecting, I think she's definitely boiling inside. And, you know, keeping your composure is one thing until you actually have to open your mouth and say something. People are hoping 2 new guys are going to come in for Shaughna and Demi. People are upset that they didn't get the first look. Like I said, that's very cheeky. That's actually I'm actually offended by this no first look thing. People are saying that they feel sorry for Shaughna and that they know that she is going to be very hard on herself and make her even more insecure. I think that is definitely going to happen, but I think Shaughna definitely needs therapy. And that is not even to be rude. I think that she just needs therapy. People are calling out Natalia for making a face when Callum came through with Shaughna because she knew what was going to happen. I mean, can the girl not react? I mean, you know, it's TV. People are saying that there's no chemistry between Naz and Eva. I'm not going to lie, I don't see the chemistry either. But I didn't see it with Demi either. There's a lot of support for Shaughna and Demi. People are saying that they would vomit if they were Shaughna and seeing Molly come in with outfit. People are saying that Callum is the dead man walking. And people are speculating that Shaughna has killed everybody in the house. So yeah, that's pretty much a roundup of the tweets. For those of you wondering, my handle is at shannonbafundilaenquiries. The link is in the bio if you're wondering. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you thought of this podcast. Were you nervous about this recoupling or not? Did you feel tense or not? Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have, don't forget to put that notification bell on so you know when the next podcast is dropping. Till next time, guys. Bye.